Hey there people, I'm your friend and neighborhood Let's Player SpiderMwa and I welcome you back to Let's Play The Beast Within. As we left off, Grace is here once again. So, let us go out there and see what about things and pretty much just go to the post office and get Gabriel's letter.
I wonder what Gerda's up to.
That's just what I was about to say. Too bad we cannot examine the table.
I wonder what Gerda...
Yeah, she's just gonna be saying that all the time. Well, let's get to the town. I'm sure Gerda is somewhere over there. Or maybe she's gone to the shop for groceries. Who knows? But what we need to do is get the letter that Gabriel sent us. And I'm sure I need to get the car keys because, you know, we need to. Politely ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Guten Tag.
Grüß Gott, Frau Nakamura. Ich habe etwas für Sie.
Oh, it's from Gabriel.
Ja, das ist vom Schattenjäger. Ja.
No, I think you... Gabriel is a working partner and... Never mind. Danke.
Bitte, brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Do we have anything to send to her? I don't think we do. We just got the letter from Gabriel, that's all we needed.
My German isn't good enough for chit-chat.
Okay, let's just go.
Danke. Bitte.
She was just pretty much asking, do we have anything to send? But we don't, so let's read.
Gracie, you decided to come over. That's great. Good tag and all that. I'm sure you and Gertie are hitting it off. And thanks for finding the werewolf book. I'm not sure what it all means, but it might be useful. But Ludwig II, you know, I think you might have something there. Ubergrau says there are two places you should check out. Ludwig had a castle called New Swan something, and there's a museum about him here in chemistry. Something like that. I really think you should spend some time looking into it.
New Swan something and here in chemistry. Well, of course, Gabriel doesn't know how to write those Neuschwanstein and the other that I can't remember myself right now. But still, New Swan something here in chemistry. What they here in chemistry? It kind of sounds like it, I guess.
Don't worry, things are going very smoothly this time around. I've tracked a suspect to a hunt club run by a man named Von Glauer. He seems okay, but I'm sure there's something going on with at least one of the others. Don't worry, though. I met a police detective named Lieber, so I have backup. I'll be finished soon. Sit tight and enjoy your visit till I get there. Gabriel.
What does he think? I'm on vacation here? And no address. Thank you very much, Mr. Knight.
Well, that's it seems like what Gabriel is trying to make you to do. Just have a vacation. Don't worry about him. And yeah, there's something going on with at least one of the others. So good, Gabriel does realize that one of them is a suspect of being the werewolf. Just like I thought that they would be. I just wonder which one. There's four guys over there to think about who is the goddamn werewolf. So Gabriel has his hands full. Now I wonder where we're gonna find out about the Ludwig II, these locations, Neuschwanstein and the other here in chemistry. I think I should talk to him.
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Let's, Gabriel's case. I guess we're gonna ask about the Neuschwanstein and stuff.
I was wondering if you've changed your mind about telling me where Gabriel is. It's really important.
No. Sorry.
Thanks.
Bitte.
Well, that was a very illuminating conversation that we had with him. Grace, just give it up. You're never gonna get where Gabriel is. And it's nice to see that the American couple is here. You know, the psychic and her husband. Okay, there's no two ways about it. Let's go talk to him. See what's up.
Hello there, dear.
Hi, I'm Grace Nakamura from the castle. Am I interrupting?
Heavens, no.
Have a seat, Miss Nakamura.
Well, I might. For a moment.
Isn't this nice? We just finished our breakfast. Do you want something?
No, thanks.
Good for you. I can never turn down food myself. Now you just tell us all about it, Sugar Pie.
Now, how about you tell us about something of yourselves? We're not gonna discuss anything with you, at least not about the case. Although that's why you're here, to see the Schattenjäger. I really wonder how they found out about Gabriel.
You mentioned the other night that you were a demonologist. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds, honey. What Emma and I really do is to help protect people.
Protect them from what?
Well, do you believe in the devil, Miss Nakamura?
I believe in good and evil, if that helps.
Oh, but Satan and his demons are real, and they will attack the living, and most folks don't know what to do once they've been attacked. We try to help protect people.
How can you protect people from demons?
The best protection is faith in God, of course. But sometimes faith isn't enough. Sometimes we have to delve into the supernatural in order to protect others. Your Schattenjägers are just the same.
We are? I mean, he is?
Of course. The warriors of light are rare these days, but they do exist all around the globe.
That's interesting. I just read about a group called Manos del Sol in Brazil. So the Ritters aren't the only Schattenjägers.
Well, they're probably the only ones to use that title, but others have been chosen for the battle.
Yeah, demonologists are pretty much just true believers of God. They're like super Christian, I should say like that, yeah. Mostly Catholic people, but they really, really believe in God, and they also believe in hell and the devil and existence of demons, thus giving them the title of demonologists. And they pretty much are like exorcists in some cases. They do help. They do try to help people who have like poltergeists or just demonic possessions maybe somewhere, or evil spirits about a house that people don't want them to be around. So demonologists can work as an exorcist. Usually they are not priests, but sometimes they are. I mean, demonologists just are people who really have faith in God, and then they also study the supernatural or the paranormal things and things like that. And they just help people. Yeah, they are good people, but it's mostly just Christian people. I haven't heard of any Islamic or Buddhist demonologist ever. Just Christian. So, or even a Jewish demonologist. Never heard of those. Would be nice to see it would be fascinating to see a Jewish demonologist that uses a golem to fight against the paranormal. That would be cool. Never heard of anything like that before. If there is, maybe I should look it up. People, do a Google research on this and let me know if there is such a thing.
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Sure, we saw his castles, didn't we, Mother?
We sure did. Why do you ask?
Well, I found a letter in the Schattenjäger library warning Ludwig about the Black Wolf.
Who wrote the letter?
One of Gabriel's ancestors, a Schattenjäger.
Seems like whoever was using me as a megaphone helped you find that letter. Perhaps you should follow the path something's pointing at. Look into Ludwig.
I intend to.
First, we gotta find out where Neuschwanstein and here in chemistry are. Then we would be really in the... then we would really be tracing after Ludwig II. Just need a car. So where's Gerda? And the keys to the car.
The other night you said something about the Black Wolf. What did you mean? Where did you hear that name?
I wasn't the one talking.
I don't understand.
Well, that's quite all right. The point is, it would be a very good idea to answer those questions, and we must work together to do so. Of course I'll help you, Pumpkin. I'd like to know myself, wouldn't I? It isn't every day one's taken over by a disembodied spirit, and I don't much care for it, thank you.
You're not talking about a seance, are you?
Oh, heavens no.
Thank God.
Emma's right. I'm much better at tarot cards. I can read for you or for someone else if you prefer.
Tarot cards sometimes work better than a seance. Seances can be dangerous, because you can get possessed by a spirit that you don't want to be possessed by. Tarot cards, they're mostly for reading your future, or reading your past, or even reading your present. But I don't think they would be mostly helpful to, in a situation like this, of finding out what happened to Ludwig II or something like that. At least I don't believe so. What? I have delved into research and reading stuff about tarot cards and everything. I kind of like it. I don't really truly believe in all of this mumbo jumbo about supernatural, but it's very fascinating. So I read a lot about it. I might be wrong at some parts, of course, but hey, it's only memory.
Are you sure you don't know anything about the Black Wolf?
I never did, dear. I told you. Really, you mustn't confuse the vessel with the voice. All I remember was seeing a very bright flash like lightning. Next thing I knew, Emil had me outside. Whatever it was very powerful. Very powerful.
Too bad she doesn't remember. Sometimes psychics actually do remember what the spirit was like that took over them and told the message to the others. But apparently, this was not the case here. Too bad.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do my tarot reading.
Don't you worry now. I know what I'm doing. Push your vital energies into the cards. This is your soul card, that which applies to all of your lifetimes. It's the Empress. Oh, that's a good one.
What's it mean?
It means that your soul's journey is one of leadership. There's great strength here, and intelligence. This card represents what you're like in this lifetime. It's the Chariot. Self-discipline. Control. You need to feel you have a plan, that you're testing your abilities. The Chariot's very masculine. In combination with the Empress, it tells me that you're currently exploring your male side. You will seek out great achievement, but it does have its price.
Doesn't sound anything like me.
Yes, dear. The third card represents the other. You've pulled the Magician. Who is he, dear?
Excuse me?
Your other, the Magician. Oh, this is a very powerful card. Major Arcana.
My other?
Everyone has an other. Let's see. I bet it's the Schottenjäger. What's his name?
The Schottenjäger? Gabriel Knight.
A name of power. He is powerful, this one. The Magician is dexterous and cunning, mischievous and manipulate.
That's Gabriel, all right.
And very strong with magical and occult powers. Now this is interesting because your card, the Chariot, is all logic and reasoning, while his, the Magician, is spiritual and intuitive. You two are quite a pair. The fourth card shows what you're trying to achieve at this moment, your immediate destiny. It's the Strength or Lust card.
Lust?
Not that kind of lust, dear. It's a trial card, finding the strength to continue some difficult journey. It also represents the integration of conflicting energies. That must be your Chariot and his Magician energies. Strength also means bonding those energies, loving without judgment, learning to love the beast.
Uh-huh.
What is this trial, dear? Do you know?
Well, Gabriel and I are involved with the case right now.
It will be a hard time. You must let your love give you power. Use the positive energy of your union or you may not succeed.
I think you have the wrong idea. Gabriel and I just work together.
Yes, dear. But if I might just suggest, when you're facing negative forces, the positive energy of love is a very vital weapon. You make yourself vulnerable when you resist your own tools.
Well, that's been helpful.
I hope so, dear.
It's kind of amazing that those tarot cards actually really describes Grace, but she just totally doesn't acknowledge that they were so accurate. She really denies everything. So that's her own shield against all this mumbo jumbo, apparently. She really doesn't really believe in anything of this kind of nature just yet. You can see that she wants to try to understand it, but when she's confronted with all this, she just denies everything. She really should just let it in, just to accept that is exactly what she is. But she just doesn't want to accept it. I wonder why not. Gabriel is not that bad of a guy, really. He's arrogant, stupid, mischievous, of course, but he still has a cunning edge to him, which the Magician card really told everybody already. So, why deny it, Grace? Why deny it? You are in love with Gabriel. We can tell from the other chapters that you really care for him a lot, and you are super jealous of Gerda. Don't remember all those tantrums and bursts of anger that you had before in the castle? Pure denial. Pure denial. Ooh, why am I going all spooky here? Let's just ask about the Gabriel's tarot.
Maybe we should do a reading for Gabriel.
Oh, let's! It's a little like spying on someone unawares, but what the heck?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Reach out to the cards and to think about his essence. His soul card is the Magician. Yes, dear, it reflects your other exactly.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather hold out for David Copperfield.
And his lifetime card? Oh, goodness. The Lovers.
You mean the sole purpose of his life is in his pants? Doesn't surprise me.
It's not what you think, dear. It's a duality card. As a lifetime card, it refers to Gabriel's own duality. Good versus evil, physical pleasure versus spiritual growth, that kind of thing. His challenge is to integrate the conflicting parts of himself. Until he does, he'll never find peace. And you will find peace when you acknowledge all of him. Find a way to love the worst as you already love the best.
You're really reaching.
Mother.
His other is the High Priestess.
Let me guess. That's me, right?
No, dear, it's not. The High Priestess represents psychic mysteries, deep wisdom. This is a very different energy from your earthy one. This must be our connection. To the voice, dear! Someone is trying to communicate with Gabriel. This force is represented by the High Priestess.
That's not much help. What about the Black Wolf?
But it is a help, dear. The High Priestess is a spiritual guide card if ever there was one. The message must have been a warning.
If this force is connected to Gabriel, and if he's so very psychic, then why doesn't it just go to him? Why say it to me?
Maybe Gabriel's blocked. Maybe he's purposefully blocking. There is that duality business. Let's go on and see if it becomes clear. The fourth card, remember, represents the current situation. It's death.
Oh. Nothing to worry about then.
Now you just leave interpretation up to me, Sugar Pie. It's a transformation card, dying to one thing and being born to another. It is painful, but it isn't necessarily bad. Two of Wands. Oh my.
What?
A 2 is not good here. Wands is Mars in Aries. That's a war card. In conjunction with the death card, there are 2 possible transformations.
2 transformations?
Yes, dear. Gabriel is waging a spiritual battle. The transformation might be good or evil. That must be the purpose of the High Priestess. She's trying to guide him.
So you think he really might be in danger?
Oh, yes, dear. Gabriel's very essence is at stake. If he takes the wrong path with his powers, Emma and I will stay in town. You must let me know if anything else happens that we can read for clues. Let the Force use you.
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
Interesting choice for exit music, that jazzy tune there. But I did say I had a bad feeling about that. Yeah, and we know that Gabriel is in danger. I was started to think about the spirit that is trying to guide Gabriel. Maybe it's Malia from the first game. Remember, she died? I don't know. It kind of feels like that it would be Malia trying to guide him in spirit form. Because she was involved with Gabriel's bloodline a lot. So it would make sense. And they did fall in love and all that, so makes sense to me, at least.
So that's King Ludwig II of Bavaria.
That's him, alright. Nice feedback on the microphone, too. I wonder if Gerda is back at the castle already. Because we really need to get the car. Although she might not be home yet. At least we know that she didn't take the car with her. She's just somewhere else. Probably in her own room. Possibly. It would make sense. So how about we go and try to find her? Where was her...
I don't want to go back into Gerda's bedroom. She might catch me in there.
Oh, well... Darn it. Fine. No going to Gerda's bedroom. Who knows what she might be doing in there? Let's check the library just in case to find some information. So let's see.
I wish I could read these biographies of Ludwig. Wait a minute.
Ludwig II, fairy tale king of Bavaria. I didn't see this before. Yep, English. Huh.
Interesting direction there on how she needed to act. Also, we never gave that working guy, the repair guy, the screwdriver back. We still have it. Shame on you there, Grace. You're a thief. Love the pose there. Very majestic. Of course, you are a king. There's a phone number. Do we need to take the phone number down? No? Okay. Oh, text. So much reading. Let's go.
Ludwig remained throughout his life both very bright and very naive. He was an introvert who seemed to be constantly out of sync with traditional views of rulership, money, and human relationships. The world ever failed to match his ideals. Perhaps this was a fault of his sheltered upbringing as future king. He never was introduced to the real world, and the real world failed to interest him as an adult. In his youth, Ludwig was in fine physical condition and loved to hike alone in the Alps and ride horses. He had a hunting lodge, Schahen, specifically for this purpose. Unfortunately, in 1872, a rather traumatic hunting accident befell the king at Schahen, and his leg was cruelly damaged. He never fully recovered from this incident, and his hiking and riding ceased. His physical health deteriorated from that time on, and explains why he looked so unhealthy in later years. A hunting accident?
Nice change in the mic quality there in the middle. I wonder what happened. It usually is funny in these old games when you hear those changes in microphones. Different times when they recorded these things, I guess.
Other than his long-standing friendship with the Empress Elizabeth of Austria and with his mother, the relationships Ludwig attempted with others were nearly always a disappointment for him and a bewilderment for his partners. He would become obsessed with someone, a singer, an artist, a nobleman or a peasant, and would bombard them with gifts, praise, and favors. When they would fail to return the depths of rapturous passion he required, the singular adoration and humble obedience he expected, he would grow disappointed and cut himself off from them. The objects of his interest were occasionally women, usually ones he fell in love with after seeing them in idealized roles on the stage, but they were more often young men who fit his fantasies of the heroic sagas like Lohengrin and Parsifal that he so loved.
Interesting information about the king there, that he would idolize young men. Maybe he was bisexual. You never know.
A good example of the king's obsessive behavior in relationships is the following letter from the Königlich Bayerische archives, which this author was privileged to access. It is dated 1864, and it was written by Ludwig's manservant, Paul, to a friend. The king has been in high mood these days. The reason, of course, is a new interest. Thursday last, the king attended a performance of Lohengrin in the Wittelsbacher Theater. He came back in a fever, demanding that a man be found. The man, it was gathered, had been sitting in a box across from Ludwig and had drawn the king's attention by his beauty and his deep emotional response to the performance. The king declared that here at last is a sensitive soul. The man was tracked down and brought in for an audience. Upon my word, never have I seen any mind so in line with His Majesty's own. They discussed Wagner and France and Byron and all manner of things until long past dawn. The young man, beautiful indeed to look upon, met the king's enthusiasm and knowledge bit for bit. His Majesty has been in the thick of it ever since, and while I welcome his good temper, I grow tired of fetching letters back and forth to Louis, so called by His Majesty, that should tell you who the young man looks like, at all hours of the night. This author has not been able to learn much about Louis, but he was known to have been a seemingly high-bred foreigner, and he was involved with Ludwig as late as 1880 when he fell into disfavor.
Interesting. And a person named Louis? That should tell you who the young man looks like. Louis Armstrong, yes. He was a black man.
The king, especially later in life, felt a great deal of guilt about his sensual nature. His diaries are full of repentant entries begging God for forgiveness and swearing to remain pure. In many of the diary entries, he swears to abstain from sexual relations. The number of these oath entries indicate that Ludwig was not very successful in resisting temptation, yet it is also clear that Ludwig was a God-fearing man and that, though his flesh might occasionally fall, he never surrendered his heart and his conscience to sin.
Well, that's commendable for the man. But then again, if you stop at all the sexual relations, you really don't get a chance of getting an heir for your throne. Also, Chapter 6 apparently has begun now. Well, that was an interesting read, to say the least. I wonder if I ever warned you people that there's going to be a lot of reading during Grace's sections, or chapters. Let's see what other books we can find.
There's nothing else.
Nothing there.
I'm not sure what other case books would be relevant.
Nothing right now, I guess. Can we write a letter to Gabriel? Maybe we can do that? Although we really don't have any new information for him.
Who should I call?
Maybe we can call that a friend of yours. At the Yale Institute.
Professor Barkley will call when he finds out something.
Okay, so it was that way.
I'll write to Gabriel, soon as I have enough info to blow his little investigation out of the water.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We need to go to the castles first. It's gonna be a long chapter. Lots of investigations in the castles and everything. But we're gonna find Gertie and get the car keys next time. God damn, burps. Out of the way. So, next time, we're gonna find Gertie, get the car, go to the castles. Lots of investigating to do about Ludwig II. So until then, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a good evening, good afternoon, and a good morning, and I will see you all next time. Take care, people. Bye.